In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys 15 ways families can cope during recession. The season of recession is a period when the economy seems to be down and money is not flowing as usual. So in this case, prices of things they become so high and may not be affordable for an average income earner. So in a country like Nigeria, recession has affected prices of foodstuff and other things people used to buy from day to day. So what are the 15 ways families can cope with a recession? The first one is budget. During a season of recession, it is important to spend wisely. It is very important to create budget for food, for water, for clothes, for internet, for research. You just need to make a budget and stick to it. So families must keep to the budget that they've created for themselves, and cut down on unnecessary expenses. Then the second way to cope during recession is you have to consider your needs versus your wants. You have to go for the things that are essential, things that you can't do without. Then when you are free, when you have enough income, you can go for your wants. Family must understand the difference between needs and wants during recession. They need a safe residences, clothing, food, and access to affordable health care. As priority shifts for many families during recession, they can focus on necessities that purchasing only those things that are really needed in the family. So that is for the needs versus the wants. Then the third way to cope during this recession is to avoid eating out. Families should reduce the way they eat outside, the amount of times they eat, in the restaurant, in the fast food. Just during this period, stock the house with basic food items, those food that you can't do without, such as rice, gari, beans. Make sure that you have enough. This will help to reduce spending. Mothers should not be lazy, okay, to cook in the family. Know how to prepare for your family, know how to package things, okay, for your family members, because when you eat outside, you will spend more money. I know that it's good to, hang out once in a while, but during this period of recession, you have to reduce that. Then the fourth way to cope during this recession is to avoid borrowing. Recession is a time to cut down on expenses and resist the temptation to spend due to limited resources. Many find it difficult to even pay, as in to repay any money they borrow, and this can lead to serious embarrassment. So during this period, you just have to, stick to what you plan buying for the day. Don't even if the seller is encouraging you that you can take later, you pay me up, tell the person that this is what I want. Pay for the one you want so that you have your peace and your sanity. Because some people, when they are owing, they don't used to have that peace of mind. So to save yourself from that disturbances, what you just have to do is to pay for the ones you can and manage yourself. So let's look at the fifth way to cope. The fifth way is do not hold back your giving. It's true that during this period it is difficult to give out. Most families, they try to hold back in times of recession like this. When they are purchasing things, they will always consider themselves. You just have to learn how to give, no matter the little. You don't need to break the bank to make someone happy, especially this festive period. There are many ways you can ease people from difficulty. You can see someone that is pricing a particular foodstuff. You can, the person might be pricing it 1,000 naira, whereas the actual price is 1,2 or 1,5. You can just complete the money for the person, and make the person to be able to get that. By doing so, you might think that this is very little, but this person will always appreciate you, will always be grateful. So during this period, don't hold back the little you have. Learn how to extend helping hand. So the sixth reason is to use your Bank of Heaven capital. Yes, in this period of recession, faith is very important. Faith is the currency of heaven. Okay, it is what brings the unseen realities into manifestation. So this period, you have to increase your faith level no matter what. Always trust God. Then the seventh point is you have to take risks under God. Yes, it's good to take risks at times, like the lepers, they took the risk, they decided to, leave their comfort zone and risk their lives too for a better future. So we should not allow the wave of recession to paralyze us, but have to, take that risk under God for financial increase. Then the eighth way to cope is to be sensitive to the leading of the Holy Spirit. Okay, so you have to be sensitive. You have to, you know, learn how to hear from God for divine direction. Okay, so it is very important. So the ninth way we can cope during this recession is to fear not. You have to remove that spirit of fear in you, because fear can, limit what God has in stock for you. So faith brings God on the scene. So fear, doubt, and unbelief are associates, and they frustrate the faith process. So do not look at the natural conditions of the thing. Okay, still ensure that your faith is strong in God. Is very important. Then the 10th way we can cope during this recession is to cultivate that habit of giving thanks. It is very important. Okay, so the habit of giving thanks acknowledges God as our supreme source, okay, and our provider, and not the government. Don't see this period as everything depends on the government. No, there is God. So giving thanks, it activates our faith as our focus shift from, lack to the all-sufficient God. So when you believe that you have God, then you just have to be grateful, because we have to be thankful in everything. Just give thanks to God. When you are in abundance, give thanks to God. If you are, in lack, always give thanks to God. Okay, so in this period, difficulties, hardship has have made people not to, always be cheerful. Okay, it makes them feel like there is no God, but God is still God. So the 11th way we can cope during this recession is to look out for investments and business opportunities too. So during the season of recession, people, they search for, cheaper things, alternative things that they can do. So if you know your talent, this is the time. If you know that thing you are good at, there are some people that they have skills to do a lot of things. If you can, you know, do some ordinary things in an extraordinary way during this period of recession, you can actually make use of it. So the 13th way to cope is to provide solution to a need. During the period of crisis in Egypt, if you can remember, Joseph families got the wisdom that transformed Egypt. So let's always trust God for the wisdom that will transform you know, the company where we work to something of greater glory. If you know that thing that you can solve the problem, ask God for wisdom, for direction. God will use you to, work for your company, to work for your nation, your church. So wisdom from God can help families to experience the wealth transfer during this period of recession. Then the 13th, okay, we've talked on the 12th way to cope. So The 13th way is just to avoid credit purchase and borrowing to buy liabilities. So families need to cut down to avoid credit purchasing or borrowing to buy liabilities such as cars, you know, which needs maintenance and drains cash flow of the family. So you don't need to borrow to start buying things that that are not really needed, because this will also in the other way around affect your little money you have. So the 14th one is to save money. Yeah, it's very important to save no matter how little it is. So as you cut down unnecessary expenses, what you have been spending on those things can be kept aside to handle emergencies that are not foreseen. For instance, men that that drinks a lot during this period, that's money that you'll be using to be drinking alcohol at the end of the day. If you can start saving those little money, okay, at the end of the year you will see how far you have been spending on drinking. So during this period of recession, learn how to save. It is very important, no matter the little. Then the last way, but not the least, which should be our 15th way to cope, is to talk to our children about recession. In the family, your children may be operating in the old lifestyle. You should not react negatively in a negative way towards them, okay? But it's very important to carry them along, let them know what is happening, okay? Tell them about the economic changes and encourage them to make adjustments instead of reacting in a negative way. When they talk, you'll be harsh on them. No, you have to explain to them, look, things are no longer the way they used to be. Just explain to them, they will understand, okay? So this is why I said I have to share these amazing ways we can cope during this recession. I believe that you can grab one or two things from this video. If you like this video, don't forget to click on that like button, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Thank you and see you.